structural damage to homes, and as I mentioned earlier, some structural fires predominantly driven by broken gas mains. Today, the power is virtually back on across the city of Ridgecrest. There's a small portion that still is out, and roughly 46 or so customers. And in Trona, the power is still generally out, working on that to try to get the power back up today. In addition, water is, they're finding not as big of an issue, although we've got water commodities available should it be necessary. Right now, both communities are reporting that they have enough water. So those critical lifelines are important and continue to be monitored by us. The state will, of course, as you know, yesterday, Governor Newsom did request from the White House a presidential emergency declaration. The emergency declaration is a declaration for immediate direct federal assistance. That allows us to turn to our federal partners and get life-saving assets. With us today is Bob Fenton, the regional administrator from FEMA. FEMA is already engaged here with us at the State Operations Center as a result of the quick request by Governor Newsom. And FEMA has been providing already support for us on the ground. We're also deploying today damage assessment teams and structural engineers in support of Kern County and San Bernardino County, and that's really to go in and start looking at a little bit more granular review of the damage that has occurred. That helps us to build what are we looking at like in total losses, destroyed, damaged, major, minor, to be able to put that information together to make the request for a major disaster declaration. At this point, the State Operations Center is in Level 1 full operation, will remain this way until further notice. The governor has approved all assets of the state to be made available. He updated the state of emergency last night to include San Bernardino and to reflect the new damages associated with the 7.1 that occurred last night. Today, our effort is really going to be to continue to work with both San Bernardino and Kern County, and of course the cities, the town of Trona and the city of Ridgecrest, have had, again, further discussions with the elected leaders and the operational folks, police chiefs and fire chiefs in both communities this morning. That link is very, that communication link capability and other communications modalities are working well, and that's also positive. And you'll hear a little bit in a minute that while we've had a significant amount of impact to our roads last night, throughout the night, Caltrans did an unbelievable job in working to get roads patched and fixed and rock slides cleared. While we're, of course, responding to this, we are monitoring the weather conditions. It is going to be in the high 90s, low hundreds over the next day or so. There will be some warm, gusty winds from 25 to 35 miles per hour. This is significant because of individuals possibly not wanting to go back in their home. We're going to want to make sure that there'll be enough cooling centers and other kinds of things like water and shade to make sure that we don't have secondary issues. We're also monitoring fire weather activity throughout that part of the state and other parts of the state with regards to potential for wildfire, and Chief Porter from CAL FIRE will mention that in a few minutes. So with that, I'm going to now turn it over to the Commissioner of the California Highway Patrol, Commissioner Warren Stanley, or talk about CHP's support.
Thank you, Director Ghilarducci. As far as the CHP, we have approximately 68 personnel assigned to this incident. Started out, most of them were escorting some of the big rigs that are carrying supplies up to the Ridgecrest, Trona area. We also have a number of personnel that are also providing law enforcement services to our law enforcement partners there, the police department, the sheriff's department, and the fire department. We also have 3 of our airships up there, 2 helicopters and an airplane. The helicopters are using their thermal imaging capabilities to look for additional gas leaks and fires, and they're also assisting with damage assessment. Our airplane is also helping to check out some of the roadways in the area to make sure they're clear and no additional damage. And Director Kim will talk about that in a few moments. Also, our officers on the ground that are providing that roving patrol, they're also checking on all the state facilities in those areas to